If you're under 13, piss off.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Angry Dave's Adult RC. I'm your host, Ted Clubber Lang. Last time we dug into the Wraith, found out we got a bad steering servo, and gonna need to correct that, and we're also gonna change the receiver so that we can control the winch better, and hopefully we can get the lights on that as well, and then we'll move on to adding the driver figure. Maybe some other little things along the way, we'll see. So for now, let's dive right into ripping the old servo out of this motherfucker. Alright, so I already went and wrote down what component is plugged into each channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and unplug everything and start digging the receiver out of there. Yay, it's out. $80 servo. Junk. Alright, so we don't have the new servo in hand just yet, but in the meantime we can go ahead and waterproof the new receiver. There we go. Waterproof and drying. waterproof receiver. Or at least it should be waterproof. We'll see. So there we got the receiver installed. Pressed down there with the double stick, and looks like it fits pretty good. I put it in with the ports away from the edge. It'll make it a little easier to plug and unplug. Plus it made it easier to run that power cable past everything. So now we have finally received our parts. Sorry if I don't sound right. I've been sick as hell, and my nose is still full of shit. So we found a Hobbywing BEC here, which can take input voltage of up to 27 volts, which is way more than we're going to be inputting, and outputs either 5 or 6 volts. You can change it with a jumper, so that should work pretty good for our motion steering wheel. And then we got ourselves a DS servo from Amazon, which was like 24 bucks. The thing, that 35 kilograms converts at 7.4 volts, sorry, to like 569 ounce inches, something like that, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty decent strength, even for this heavy vehicle. I know Wraiths in general are not terribly heavy, but I got a ton of shit on this one, so it's actually pretty heavy. So let's go ahead and install the servo first, because I think that's going to be pretty straightforward, and it'll help me get the rest of the front of the truck reassembled. Alright, so now that we got the servo centered and the horn installed and Loctited, now we can go ahead and permanently bolt it into the vehicle. You may have also noticed that there's no more label on this, and there's no more color. I ran a strip of electrical tape around it just to black it out, so if it gets caught in the camera from the right angle, it won't be a big ridiculous anodized blue thing. There we go. Got the servo bolted all the way in there. Got the steering reattached. Got the bumper put back on. So I'm thinking the next thing that would probably make the most sense would be to go ahead and bind the receiver and transmitter. Alright, so I got my radio link 6-channel set up here. I got the vehicle name programmed into the vehicle 5 slot, and we're going to go ahead and get this bound. So what we need to do here is grab a pick or something, and then we're going to use a battery, this little guy right here, to directly power the receiver. And once you power it up, you hold the bind button down, it'll start to flash a light inside really quickly, and then it'll go solid, and then you're done. Alright, so I just realized that I should have done this before I installed the receiver, because I buried the fucking bind button up against the edge of the box. So now I'm going to have to peel the fucker out of there and change the double-sided sticky shit. Yay. So when you first power it up, you're going to get a slow blink. Then you get fast blink, and then solid. That should be bound. We'll get it back in the truck, get the servo plugged into it, and see what happens. So I've decided not to re-stick this receiver. It occurs to me that if I ever need to rebind this, it's going to be a giant fucking pain in the ass, and there's going to be so much wiring and crap crammed into this electronics box when it's done that there's no way this thing is going to be able to move. So I'm not going to waste the time, and it'll save me some bullshit down the road for sure. Alright, let's get a battery in this and see what happens. Radio's already on. No smoke yet. Throttle's backwards, no big deal. I can flip that. I'm getting no reaction from the steering at all. Let me get the BEC installed and turn the voltage back up and see what happens. Alright, so I actually didn't have to do that. All I had to do was plug and unplug the servo a couple times. The conformal coating kind of insulated the pins. Easy fix. Excuse me. Also had to go in and reverse the throttle because it was backwards, and I set the endpoints for the servo. So that's pretty much going to do it for the main steering. Now, the BEC, now that I've looked into it, looks like it's going to be a little bit of a project in and of itself. So we're going to go ahead and save that for another video, because I'm trying to shorten these up a little bit so I can get back to uploading a little more regularly. The big projects take me a long time to get them shot and all that and get them up. Although, at the time this is coming up, I'm like 3 or 4 weeks from my last video, so I'm trying, but right now I'm fucking failing miserably. So, well, if you like that and you can't wait for the next one, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. leave a comment, check us out on our other social media pages, and we'll see you next time on Adult RC, where grown-up time is playtime.